You have to start by trying to figure out why you want to be a firefighter in the first place, because that's going to be foundational to everything. It's going to be a lot of hard work to get hired, a lot of hard work going through the fire academy, and a lot of hard work once you get out in the field. And if you don't really know why you want to do it, it's going to be difficult to push yourself where you need to. Secondary to that, you have to take a look at what you're really good at and what you're not good at, and really focus on what you're not good at and start working on it. Make a plan on how you can take the things you are weak in and how you can improve in them. If you've got friends or family or anybody you have access to that is actually currently a firefighter, have conversations with them and see what the pros and cons of the profession really are, so you have a good understanding of what you're getting into from the start. I think it's really important to have a good foundational cardiovascular fitness, because there's a lot of work that we do that's going to be taxing on your cardiovascular system. A good way to start is interval training, because a lot of what firefighters do is short bursts of hard bursts of energy. So be really good at working as hard as you can for 15 minutes, for 30 minutes, and that's a good foundational start to it. And it's really important to work on your resistance training and your strength training, because a lot of what we do requires a good foundational baseline strength. Work on lower body exercises, really strengthening your legs, and work on strengthening your upper body. Don't look at the CPAT as the goal. Look at passing the CPAT as a foundational start, because if you struggle to make it through the CPAT, a lot of what you do in the academy and a lot of what you do once you get out in the field is going to be really difficult if that was your end goal as opposed to your starting goal.
So after the completion of the academy, at graduation, you have an envelope under your seat, and one of the training staff, the training chief, says, "Go ahead and open your envelope." And it has what station you're assigned to, what crew, A, B, or C, and the captain that you're going to be working under. You get that envelope, you have all those nerves kind of mingling in your stomach, and then you get ready to show up your first day. And you show up your first day, you wear your Class A formal attire. I'd get there about an hour early, so the off-going crew can kind of show you around, find your roles and responsibilities, take a tour of the station, get comfortable but not too comfortable, because you got a lot of work ahead of you, and then meet with your crew. And meet with your crew your first day. Captain will sit down with you, give you the expectations of the organization, expectations of the crew, and then you just continue to learn. You just be an open book, be a sponge, soak it all in, work as hard as you can, ask as many questions as you possibly can, and get ready to continue working. To be a probationary firefighter, it can be stressful at times. You feel like you're always being assessed, you're being evaluated, because you are. Just because you've proven yourself in the academy doesn't mean that you're necessarily have it made that you've made it. You need to work hard for an additional year and work with your different crews, your different captains, and constantly learn. You want to continue to grow, you want to develop, and you want to try to master the skill of being a probationary firefighter. From the small things to cleaning a kitchen, to the big things on working, knowing your role and responsibility on like a cardiac arrest or a structure fire, and not being afraid to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I've made mistakes. I made most mistakes on probation and even as a company officer, and you learn from it. We're big on owning your mistakes, learning from it, progressing, and getting better every single day.
The typical day as a firefighter is you work a 24-hour shift, which begins at 8 a.m. and ends at 8 a.m. You'll come in a little early to do shift change with the off-going crew. Then you'll do a full truck check to make sure you have all the equipment and tools necessary to address any emergency you may encounter during the day. After that, you'll complete some kind of training during the day, which would be either web-based or a replication or a drill that replicates a scenario you may encounter during the day at some point. During or in between all of that, you're going to be running calls because you never know when you're going to get a call. To end the day, everybody has dinner together and sits around the table and has what we call family time and just chats and relaxes. Northwest Fire responds to a multitude of incidents, which could be EMS, fire, technical rescue, or hazmat. Primarily, a lot of what we do run is emergency medical calls, which I would say is probably around 85% of the bulk of what we do. The fire calls could be anything from a fire alarm sounding in someone's home. It could be a commercial fire alarm sounding, or it could be a full house fire or commercial building fire. The technical rescue could be anything from a swift water during monsoon season to an entrapment during some construction work as excavating or anything of that sort, as well as hazmat calls, which could be something as big as a spill on the freeway. I would have to say every day is rewarding. You get to help people when they're having their worst day, and be that source of compassion and provide care and a solution to their problem.
Northwest Fire District works what's called a 3-4 shift schedule. Every shift that we work is 24 hours long, and how the 3-4 works is we work a day, so a 24-hour shift, and then we're off for a day, so we're off for 24 hours. We work a second day, 24 hours again, off 24 hours, and then we work the third day, obviously again 24 hours, then we get 4 days off. So the shift schedule is you work a day, you're off a day, you work a day, you're off a day, you work a third day, and then you're off for 4 days. If your shift day is on a federal holiday, then you work that day. 911 never closes, nor does the fire district. So if you're on for a specific holiday based on your shift day, then you'll work that day. A benefit to that is that you do get additional holiday pay for having to work those shift days. Promotional opportunities become available when there are open positions in that specific rank. All new firefighters come into the district as firefighters. That'll be the rank that they are at. The next step from firefighter, they can either move to paramedic or to engineer. Paramedic is obviously more EMS based, and the engineer is the one who drives the fire trucks.
So station life, it's our home away from home, right? That's why they call it a firehouse. It's your home, and you'll treat it as such. So if we're not running calls, we're taking care of our training that we have to do. We're required to do our so much EMS, so much fire training. We're also required to work out for a minimum of an hour a day on shift. It's part of our job is being in good shape and continuing to be in good shape. And it's also a time for us for more crew bonding time. If we're not doing that, we're also just taking care of the station. We have our chores. We have chores just like you do back at home. So meals at the station, it'll vary crew to crew, station to station. The most common thing is the fact that we do eat together. It's part, we call it family time. That's a common term. We call it family time because that's when starts at the cooking, right? With the joking and the teasing each other and just hanging out to sitting down and talking about our day and really getting the bond. The way the cooking schedule will work, well, let's say you're at a busier station with 3 companies, an engine, a rescue, and a med unit. A lot of times they'll split the cooking up, where the engine will cook one day, the rescue will cook the second, and the meds maybe the third day. Or some stations will just do it take turns by person, right? Where maybe I'll cook one day and then the captain will cook day 2 and then to the firefighter and down the list.
Do you have to be a good cook?
So you better learn a couple meals and get good at a couple meals, and you'll build on that. Everyone there is willing to help, but you definitely will learn. You'll learn how to cook if you don't know how to already. I would say the biggest thing is better make enough. So yeah, of course we do. It's we work in 24-hour shifts. So if we're not, you know, you have your bunk room you'll go to, and when it's bedtime, you know, just like at home, you'll go to bed. The only difference is you're not guaranteed to sleep through that night. So the 24-hour shift schedule, I think it's great. It's a great working shift. A shift schedule to me it's awesome for family life. It's the work hard, play hard mentality. So sure, we're away for 24 hours at a time, but after I do work a 24-hour shift, I have a full day off with the family, and after doing that for 3 shifts, I have 4 days off, and it allows me to have these long days with the family. And no one says your family can't come to visit you at the station once in a while.